Welcome. I am Brenda, Power Medicine Woman, and this is episode 24. This is a Empower to Be You tribe. I created a group, and I'm like putting out energy to say, who is it that's in alignment with the message from spirits? Who is in alignment with the message of spiritual growth? Who is in this alignment with me about the purpose of raising the energy on this planet and helping us get into the frequencies to our true authenticity? So welcome. As I see all these beautiful faces starting to pop in, that's awesome. So I'm not sure if you're aware, the fact is that, I basically hear spirits all day. Good evening. And one of the things that always happens is that, I'm human. I tend to screw up and I type things wrong. But then there are times that all of a sudden I'm like so tuned in, and the next thing you know, I'm typing and I swear it's to somebody else, but it ends up being to somebody else. And you're like, hey, what? No, wait. Okay, that was the intention. I get it. So all day long, it's like somebody's been messing. Oh, you can't have your hair like that. So they change it. This is like my 5th time that all of a sudden it's just, that doesn't look like me. And I'm like, I don't know. I have a hairstylist around me for the last, I'd say all day. So if there's somebody, I'm assuming that this hairstylist wants to bring somebody through, a non-fleshy trying to get a human to come to the show. More power to that person. Because it will be interesting. And it's good to see all your wonderful faces. Yes, it is Tuesday night or in the morning, Tuesday morning in the U.S. So it's so good. I love looking at these faces. Oh, they're already starting. Somebody has music in their soul because I get used to these different things that happen. Before I used to resist them so terribly, and what can that do to you? Oh, it can be a mind fuck. Yes, you heard me right. Because if you don't really start to hone in on who you are, your authentic self, then you're going to get lost and you're going to feel crazy. You're going to feel like you're being attacked. It's going to feel like, I swear I look like an elf tonight. It's going to feel like you're going insane and that you just don't know what to do with it. And, back in the day when people were picking up vibrations and picking up different frequencies, they used to put them in insane asylums. And some people, maybe they needed to be there, but some people just needed some guidance. Some people needed to have a coping tool. That is the biggest thing most people are missing in this world. And all the stuff that I've went throughout my life, and it's like, why don't I have a coping tool? And the reason we get addicted to things is because that's a coping tool. But it's not healthy. Oh, somebody's coming through. Somebody had pneumonia. Okay, anyway. Get back on track of what I was saying was, hello, everybody. Love and light. Oh, from Alaska. Oh, my daughter wants to go there so bad to live. She loves the cold. Me? I'll take Australia. I don't really care for the extreme heat, but I would rather have this weather. And I think a lot of you are happy that I'm here too. Oh, that's what's happening. I'm trying to figure out what happened to half of my screen, and I think it's this to do with the size. Oh, what did I just do there? Oh, now what did I do? Well, as long as I didn't hang up, we're good, right? I'm hoping I can see the comments. Oh, look at those beautiful names. And I go through and I read the comments, and it's like, oh, yeah, I remember giving a reading to that person. Oh, yeah. And then I'll have conversations a little bit, or I seen Minnie. She liked my page. And so, Spirit's like, oh, pay attention to this. And so sometimes after I read the comments, after the show, sometimes I'll send cards. And so even though you didn't get a reading for it before the show, you might get one after. And if you share, oh my God, I have a tendency to notice, oh, share, give a card. Now, I've also realized that if you did a watch party, wow. It's like, okay, what do I do with that spirit? Because sometimes that can generate more. And so it's like, I feel like I'm not sure exactly what to do with that yet. But it became an option. It's something I didn't think of. And Spirit is good at teaching you that. So it's gorgeous to see these faces. It's gorgeous to get to know you. I feel your soul. I have an issue. Sometimes I don't know whether you're male or female because I feel your soul. And sometimes I can feel when you're too yin and too yang. So when it comes to identifying the gender parts, the JJ and penis, it's like sometimes you may have to correct me because that's not the energy that I see. I see chords, I see energies, I see storylines, I see emotions. Oh, goodness. And sometimes I don't just see them, I hear them, they vibrate. So, it's using all of your senses. And what's interesting is like, we're human that eat. And it's like, well, why do we eat the way we do? And a lot of it has to do with, they say, the personality type. You could be just a habit eater, or you could be a passionate eater. Like you see color and you see the flavor and you just can't resist something new. And then there's, but most of us are emotional eaters. Now with us empaths, we have a tendency to have our dominant, but if we don't really pay attention to where we begin and they end, then you can become a personality chameleon without realizing it. Somebody can be sitting there and the next thing you know, they're like passionate eater and you're looking down and I wasn't craving that, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, I want to try it. And empaths are important because you get to learn how to look at a different perspective. Put your your feet in their shoes. But it's about understanding about emotions. And sometimes people don't have enough emotions and you literally need to develop them. And sometimes you need to rebalance them. Sometimes you have to download them. One thing about TV, for instance, you can really feel the emotions off of it. The hardest one for me is when they try to psychologically put scary images in your head. And when I had shut all this off, when I saw, so when my boyfriend died, before it happened, I saw it happen seconds before it played out. That was such a spiritual kicker. It just, what the hell am I supposed to do with that information 2 seconds before it happens? It did not make any sense to my human mind. I didn't know how to come back from that. And I shut down spirit for the longest time. So what do? Well, you learn to wake up. You learn to go into a different space. But I didn't have all the coping tools that I have now. I did my best to try to be happy, but I carried so much emotions that it was hard to be happy. And my quest was, will I ever feel again? And it was, if anybody has ever felt like they lost somebody, it feels like a dead disconnect. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe somebody can define it better in the room. But I wasn't present. And I didn't know how to be present because all I could do is, it wasn't that I had the feeling all the time and I was whiny. It was this disconnect, but it was this sensation and vibration that this is all it was, and that's what my lens saw, and it was dull and cloudy, and I just wanted to feel. I wanted to not think anymore with my heart or my mind about the loss. But I didn't want to just disappear. I kept thinking, oh, maybe I want to die slowly. That's going to happen anyway because your age. But you don't speed it up. So and what do? You turn to a coping tool, and people turn to smoking, to eating, to drugs to help you cope. And my quest is to find a way to do more than just cope, manage, heal, deal, pacify. And that is to resolve the chemical peptides that hold on to you. I mean, I deeply studied this for so many years and still studying it from great teachers. Robin says, is it true that the spirit soul leaves the body a second before a person dies? So even if something traumatic happens, it's only when the body that goes through the trauma? As I started to choke one time, and by rights, I probably should have been dead. But I also was on a quest of learning. This is before I knew I had asthma. My throat closed up on nothing. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. I grabbed the phone. I went 9-1 and hit the floor where you have 0-0. I hit the floor and I popped out. But I was in black. The weirdest part is that I could see pictures, but I wasn't quite astral traveling above the body. It was a way that I hear. And I could see my body convulse, but I couldn't feel a thing. But I was in a black space. It reminded me of like dark matter. It was heavy. You could feel something. You knew that you were safe. You knew that there was no emotions. There was no thinking process really. But I got to witness. And I'm like, shouldn't that hurt? What's going on? Oh my gosh, really? Huh? I mean, it wasn't. And so I kept staring. And then all of a sudden, I heard, it's not your time. And I swear to God, it was my mother's voice. Or my grandma's or somebody's. And it was like, it's not your time. And it felt like they stuffed me back in. And all of a sudden, and I could feel my body. And oh God, you talk about the total sweats all over. My body was doing everything to produce me to come back to life, but I didn't feel it, at the time. Afterwards, oh geez, oh Pete, you feel drained. My girlfriend was in a mudslide, and the Texas mudslide, and she died. And Spirit comes to me and says, don't worry. Yeah, she was frightened as hell, but she didn't go through what you think she went through. She went through the black stage. And I knew exactly what they meant. I thought, whoa. And I feel like in a way when we go through extreme traumas, our subconscious mind just takes us and say, can't handle anymore. We're going to store it. And it is the moment you forgot just before you continued on. And this is like when I'm going to help some people heal, it's like I want them to remember just before they continued on, but you can't get them to remember it directly, so you take the back door. What is the soul willing to heal before all of a sudden you can handle it, because you had no coping tool. What makes you think you're going to have another one? But until you can learn that you do have coping tools, you're going to keep that as a safety blanket. You're going to keep those moments, even though you marked them and you don't want them because they affect your world. But at the same time, you got to have them. But when you begin to learn tools, it takes and shifts you to the next level. It helps every part of you to realize, oh, I'm not going to die if I heal this out. So to answer your question from what I've experienced, and when I hear from the other side, and they'll tell me, sometimes they'll tell me how they died. And I had to shut that off. I was like, oh my God, as an empath, I'm like, I don't need to know that you were strangled. I don't need to know that they did that to you. And I asked, I didn't ask right away. It took many years. Did you feel all that? And they said, yes and no. Because when the pain got too extreme, it was like there was this black state, like a blackout. But at the same time, it is like a safety mechanism so for the soul. I don't know how else to explain it. But yet I was in review. I'm watching. I'm in review. I'm watching. But yet I couldn't feel a thing. But when I came out of it, it was like, holy mother of, my body's like trying to say, hey, we got you back. It gave me CPR. I hope that explained it a little bit for you. So I'm just checking on it. So yeah, just reading along, and I get to keep, it's a teeny tiny window. All right. Hopefully I explained that. Now, when it comes to eating, you may not think you're an emotional eater, but you also may be eating out of the fact that you are thirsty. We get confused when we're thirsty. The majority of us don't drink enough water as it is. Another reason why we like to eat is because we don't understand the nutritional signals. Our body's like, oh, I need some magnesium. Instead of telling us to go out and eat dirt, it says, hey, it doesn't have a voice, so it's trying to tell you. And we think sometimes we're eating healthy food, but we're not. So it's important to pay attention to, you have your emotional events, but what about traumatic events? What if all of a sudden there's a certain time of year that you eat and you don't even know it? Like, one of the weird things is, over where I lived, I had snow. You have your winter that comes in. And the weirdest part about your elements in your body is that you're supposed to store up for winter. I'll cut it out. And here, it's not the same kind of winter. But yet my body's going, oh, yeah, we still live in Michigan. I'm thinking, no, you don't. You don't need to store up for winter. Traumatic events. Yeah. You won't even be consciously probably aware of it anymore, but all of a sudden you'll go for the comfort food because your body's saying, oh yeah, it's that time, it's that month, it's that day, it's that. My brother died, he got in an accident on my birthday, died the next day. I did my best to not let it affect me, but I would want cake. And it's like, I'm not really a cake eater, but I wanted cake. So I move over here, and it's just me and my husband, and we'll go do stuff, and I'll get a slice of cake, but that's not what my body's asking. My body's asking for a chocolate cake with particular frosting on it, because I keep going back to the memory of how my brother said to me, save me a piece of cake. I'll eat it when I get home. Now, I remember as that when he died, I kept that piece of cake for probably about 2 months. Wow, what's going on in my throat? A lot of emotions behind me. Okay, I hope you're sharing away so that, we see some sharing, because I don't even know if Lenny got into the room yet. I haven't even paid attention. I think she's here. I'm sure she is. And if you want to do the readings, you just pay 11 and you get 11. And if you share away, then your name goes in the box and then your name can be drawn. If your name is drawn, I can call you and we can do it so they can hear your voice. They don't have to see your picture, just your voice. Helps other people to understand what it is we're doing, and the rapport is much faster so that we can get more done and more healing. So there's some new names. That's good. And share it around to people that may... Does that say Bologna, Italy? Bologna? Oh, you know what? I butcher names. Oh, I love that. Okay, so here's a bunch of people coming in. Now, if you feel pulled to do something, understand that they're coming through and staring and watching you. I don't know how they do that, but they do. And if you feel pulled, it's because they're trying to get you to make a connection one way or the other, if that makes any sense. So, as far as eating, there was Wild Fit. Oh, and I forgot the person's name. It's really cool because it's about conscious eating. It's about conscious exercising and all of this, and I firmly believe that. And one of the things that he talks about is, is that how you're eating, like in your diet. You can have genetic dispositions. You could have, if I could read my writing, I would tell you what that is. Oh, social or cultural foods. One of my good friends, she's in the Italian family, so they have Italian food, and she has gluten intolerance. Talk about not being able to eat your cultural delicious foods. And what I've been finding out about gluten is that gluten is a natural thing. It is how they process the wheat, which is with glyphosates, the chemicals. It's the way they keep the bugs off. It's the way they bleach it. And so I've been buying wheat that is unbleached and processed differently. And I have no problems. But the moment I try to eat a piece of wheat bread, I get gluten issues. I mean, that's what they call it, gluten issues. But it is my whole body responds to it. And that's the compatibility and repulse part of it. And I had to learn to not be sick, because literally it would start setting off my asthma. And I don't want to claim my asthma. It's just that my body is trying to tell me something, and I haven't quite heard this. And I've had to tap it out using the tools that I use. And then so I can be around bread now without having to be sick. I can go to the grocery store without having to feel sick. It's huge. I hope you understood that. So what happens is, when you develop a incompatibility to repulsed about something, some food, any of that, environment, you don't even have to ingest it. You don't have to smell it. You don't even have to touch it. You can just be near it. And it's so interesting, because it's like when I I have vials of homeopath imprints of different things. And before I even put it into my hand or next to somebody, you can actually, their body's like, oh, keep that away. And you're like, wow. So the more you get to test it, the more you're like, oh my goodness. So it makes a huge difference. Good morning, Jennifer. Tabitha says, it sucks when you want cannoli. Oh. So it's important to understand that even though you are doing your best to eat healthy, if those glyphosates or chemicals or things that are sprayed on, the pesticides, they actually are like a blocker. So no matter how much healthy stuff you have, it's a blocker, so nutrients don't get into the body. If there's a buildup in the body, then your body will start to react differently. But energetically, if we start to correct the repulsed and incompatibility, your body, and then get your body to start to cleanse that buildup out, and then change the way, and find some foods that don't have it, which can be very hard, especially when you're trying to eat it in the restaurant and you're like, well, I think that's safe. And you go to eat it and you have a reaction and you're like, oh my God. So it's important to understand, and a lot of people eat when they're vulnerable. When I'm stressed, I forget food exists. And I will actually, have to be reminded, did you eat today? No, I guess I didn't, So I've had to remind myself. Now you put me next to somebody that's an emotional eater, all of a sudden I'll feel bored. Now, that's hard to do. Let me tell you why. Boredom is a disconnect from spirit. And when does that ever happen for me? So when that happens to me, I realize that whoever I'm with is disconnected. And I'm picking up the boredom. And then I want to eat. But if I don't pay attention and consciously become aware of that, I will become just like them. So it's so important to become more mindful of how you eat, what you eat. So I always make sure I have a drink of water. I do all these little things. Oh, I'm not saying that what you have is different or the same. I'm saying energetic imprints need to be removed and cleared, and think probably for you it might have to be more connected. I mean, if you're born this way, that's a different story. But I've also seen a lot of vibrations, because if you tell the brain just right, and Dr. Dispenza talks a lot about how a body can heal itself from things that it shouldn't heal itself from. And so I know that your brain tells the body how to behave in many ways. And if you can help train your brain to be something more than what it thinks it is with the program, because if you're born with it, that means that it's linked to something that your family before you couldn't resolve. And when you come in with certain things, there's something very specific that they want you to pay attention to and learn, so that you don't repeat it again in your next life. So there's all these different avenues to why a person would have their personal issues, because like people say, oh, you're big, you must have intestinal issues. Well, intestinal issues actually would affect your lungs. But I know big people that don't have lung issues, they have kidney issues. So it's not the same thing. It's a personal thing that happens to you, because then it depends on which element you came in with. Metal, as in grief. So you're talking about which emotion did you come in with? Wood is anger. And each one of them is very important. And the stomach, and spleen, that's earth. You came in to be compassionate or over or under. And when you begin to hear how, you've got a dominancy about certain things, which sensory system do you use the most? What emotional patterns do you have? What thought patterns are created from the emotions? So when you personally go in, you need to ask that body. So there's not one template, just like there's not one healing tool. And it's so important to use everything in your disposal. Because when you get a piece of information here, and you get a piece of information here, and one from here, all of a sudden, these puzzle pieces become a picture. And then all of a sudden the world starts to make sense to you. And it's so important to ask questions and to look and to go deeper so that you can feel about how you're dealing with your life. So just waiting to see. Lenny has had an issue with an exploding diaper, so that's not good. So as soon as she comes back, let's play the number game. So I'm going to, one of the days I'm just going to make flashcards of numbers and shuffle them. For some reason I have a tendency to lose my paper that I like to write on, and then how am I supposed to do this? So as soon as I get a number, then 1 through 50, and then we'll play. And let Spirit pick the number. What number do you want? That's what I, oh, was not expecting that one. Okay. Piece of paper is not cooperating. All right, tune in, people. I'm psychically sending out the number. Okay, I got it written. So everybody that wants a reading, then you just go ahead and put on there, guess the number from 1 to 50. Which number do you think that I have chosen, or Spirit has chosen? And we'll go from there. I swear, is this thing on? I don't hear anybody tonight. Hey, some numbers are coming through. Awesome. I gotta remember to keep talking, but at the same time, and at the same time, remember to look at the numbers. Oh, now the thing's not wanting to move. Great. Oh, we're good. I'm not seeing it yet. So Spirit's connecting in. Spirit is connecting in. Remember, 0 through 50, or 0 through 50, 1 through 50. 1 through 50. Nope, that's not it. I swear, I thought somebody had it for a second. No. Energies. What energies do we have coming in? Well, they're downloading some frequencies for me right now. That's what I feel. Jennifer, you're doing 71. 0 through 50, dear. Oh, no. Don't see it. Oh, man, that thing just jumped about. I gotta go slower. No, I don't see it yet. Jennifer says, I'm tired. I'm over 50. Okay. Come on, people. You guys are doing so good. Oh, Jennifer is somebody that is my best bud from Michigan. Oh, you guys are getting closer. So close. They really did pick it. They were going to pick something else, and then they changed their mind at the last minute. Stop. Jennifer Osika. I did not plan this. You got 13, and there's 13. Now, if I missed anybody before that, then you let me know, and I'll look. But so, Jennifer, you have won. You have won a 5-minute reading. Would you like me to call you so that you can just put your voice on the air? Or do you want, so 13 was the number? Or I can just do the reading like this, Hello? Anybody? Well, that delay is really strong tonight. Jennifer Osika is the first one I saw that had 13. Again, I saw that at okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So it's I'm not gonna be able to say it. Last name's Bull, so it was shown the here, and I'm just gonna go back up and check because this darn thing does not allow. Let's see, between Chandra. Oh, hell, I'll just get it to both of you. Because I can't see it. I've gone back through. It's not going to be an issue. Just both of you. All right. Now, Taylor, I hope I said it right. Are we friends? Because we could do a call. Or we could, we'll let Jennifer wake up for a moment. We can do a call. Or, oops. Okay, so I am having, okay. So thank you very much, wonderful people. I appreciate you all. Oh, how do I get back to the screen? I've lost it. Anyways, Taylor, as soon as I figure out where the screen went. Oh, wow. So Taylor, if you want, like I said, if you want me to, I don't know if we're friends. We can become friends. All of a sudden I feel you 5 minutes, but that's so it's, I don't know. Do you know any tribe members? Do you know any, Taylor, sweetheart? Okay, good. Do you, I feel this, all of a sudden I just shrunk like I'm a small little woman. Got my hat or my, a garment over my head. They're like taking me back to a particular, like it's cold out. It's very cold. It's very, wow. Are you saying that she died from pneumonia? So this has got to be a past life, and it feels, I don't know who you are, but it feels like you. They said, oh, I turned the timer on. Okay, so, yeah, I said that, if you want to be, I don't know. We'll just do it like this. Oh, timer. God, they got me all confused. So, yeah, I hear that in a past life, they said the word stubborn. It's like in this lifetime you carried over. You carried over stubbornness. Does this make sense to you? Here's the thing that an elder's pointing out, which is something I learned a long time ago too, is that when you're around a narcissist, when they say that you're stubborn, they're just pissed because they can't control you. And you don't do what they want you to do. But in this life, you were too stubborn to come out of the cold because you didn't fulfill your duty. And so you punished yourself and believed that you shouldn't be in the tribe. Yeah, I feel like a tribe. I feel like we're going back that far. Okay, she says, sounds like me. What about the other part? Have you had any past life experiences? So, as far as that stubbornness, now you're going to look in your body because it's really where? So do you have to do self-justification? Do you have to justify everything you have to do? You have to justify because it's required of you, or it's because you try to explain yourself? If that makes any sense. Okay. Taylor? Because they said that the arrested development, you have one in this life. So now I got to look, because what's arrested? Okay, because she had obeyed so much. It's like what I said this afternoon. Oh, God, what did I say this afternoon to somebody? So do you take things personal and have to put up a defense? Ooh. Yes, to my partner. Okay. Okay. Oh, is her partner from that time too? Ha! You guys traveled together in that last life. And it's like you're finishing out an old business. So does he feel like somebody was familiar to you? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes. Okay. Anyways, the point is what do you want her to look at? Look how, God, I just wish I could remember how the session went today, because the behavior of how this person had to show up, and they're doing it because they had to learn to be thoughtful. They had to do it. And so they did it to the extreme, to the point where they're the ones that have to be deprived. They're the ones that have to suffer. And I feel like you in that lifetime somehow came over here and started to become very self-conscious. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it right? And then all of a sudden you feel really strong that you're doing it right. And then somebody comes along and somehow argues with you and says, no, you're not doing it right. You're doing it wrong. Yes. So she says, when we first met, it seemed like I knew him so connected. Yeah, it's because of that lifetime. But you haven't finished out like an old argument or something. You know what I mean? But one thing they said that you rest to develop on, and that is you had felt panic and attacked. And so you're trying to finish that out by self-justifying and all of that stuff. And I said, well, what do you want her to heal if she's going to? And they said, stop being so defensive. He's supposed to poke that button. But yet he came over with a particular attitude that you just can't tolerate. Does this make sense? It's like now it's like grinding on your nerves. Does that make sense? So I would say heal the intolerance too. Oh, hi, sis. Sorry, my sister's there. Timer ring, but hi, sis. Or her husband, both of you. So, Talayla, just Talayla, what? I cannot say it. Love the name, can't pronounce it, but it feels familiar. Yeah, okay, we clash, but are so strong. So, you want a better relationship, you take the intolerance, and I would do a healing tool that I haven't put up, but you can try any other healing tool. But there's several healing tools that I would do, and so that it would just kick to the curb. Otherwise, that part can be resolved out. Kaylee. Oh, thank you. I'm so weird. Okay. I can't hear. I can't tell if it's a gender, if it's male or female. I can tell if you get too much yin or yang. You ask me about energies and emotions, I can tell you that. Anyway, they said that just understand that the defenses, that is a lot of the issue is a past life, and that those can be resolved. But otherwise, you're just going to keep doing your thing until, and once you turn inward and begin to know this, and you begin to use like healing tools like emotional freedom technique, oh my God, tools, I have a lot of other healing tools that would work, but I personally would just kick them to the curb with the tools I would use, and then you can become more in sync with him. Well, thank you for playing with that. And because I screwed up, I'm going to give, are you still here, Jennifer? Miss Jennifer, did you wake up yet? Oh, so just to let you know, when you do communicate and comment and here on the show, I have a tendency to give you a card anyway, most likely when I go through the video. So pay attention. You may get a surprise, a card that Spirit has chosen for you. Ah, she's here. You're welcome, Taylor. I'm so weird. Jennifer, did you want you to call? Do you want me to call you, and so we can hear your voice, or do you want to just me to do it right here? Just like how I did Taylor's. Your call. Your choice. And there goes my screen. Whew. A lot of energy. So my sister's here, and she has some wonderful jewelry. This isn't one of the pieces tonight, of course, but I love buying them from her. I love, because there's such a variety. Ooh, Okus is here. She makes jewelry. So anyway, I like to show off. This is a piece that my friend, it was hers. It broke. Okay, do whatever I want to do. And it was gifted to me. She says, this is calling your name. So this is a piece, and then this is a different piece. It's like a mandala. Just put them together. Okay, so I want to call Miss Jennifer. I got to get the right screen. That would be beneficial. It's been a while since we've talked, because now where are you even on my screen? That's fine. I feel like Julie's here. That's her sister. Wow. That's
line in mode.
Okay, so any minute now. All right, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Can everybody else hear her just fine? I hope so.
I can't see you now, though, but that's okay.
That's okay. You know how to do all this stuff.
Okay. And I was just typing, I hope the puppies stay quiet. We'll see what they do.
Oh, okay. So, we'll talk about other things later, but anything specific that you wanted?
Whatever you're guided to.
Okay. So you downloaded a new information just recently, and are you integrating okay, or are you having issues with that?
I am unsure.
Because what Julie just said was that she's having issues, and they're showing me the back of your head, but she's also showing me your calves.
Oh, okay.
And I'm asking, well, what do you mean? Well, there's a block. She's showing me a specific block because there's a part of you that runs the program of being discouraged. She says you did this in cheerleading.
Okay.
And the discouragement is that you feel awkward and then you tune out. And then all of a sudden you can't remember how to do something. Does this make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Now, in cheerleading, did you fall and hurt yourself?
I believe I did in camp. I think I did something to my ankle or something, now that I think about it. Yeah.
Okay, so this particular experience, and you had another one when you were younger, and I don't, about 5. It was, I don't know if you had an animal, a horse, or whatever, but there was a part of you that was very discouraged that you couldn't do something right. They said that the self-talk that you had in your head was actually kind of cruel. It was mean. So do you talk to yourself sometimes? Well, when you think back, because I know you've done a lot of healing. So did you do a lot of self-talk, negative talk to yourself?
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did as a teenager. I'm sure I did, especially you're talking high school for cheerleading. So
yeah, even at 5 years old, because they said that you demoralized yourself. You would say mean things because part of you thought you did it wrong or you're stupid. Does that make sense?
Could be. I went to school when I was 6, so I don't know. Maybe I didn't want to go to school, so maybe I did the self-talk. I didn't like school.
Yes.
Even at probably 6.
So basically you lost hope and you were disheartened. And the hard part was that you worried. And so then you would abuse yourself by saying certain things. And they said that, yes, this needs to be healed. But what's happening is that as you're trying to do this next, doing the exercise is fine. But to download this information, you know, it's like a learning disability to some degree. Even though you don't have one, you have one. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
Good.
Yeah. The pattern would stop me. Yeah. Self-talk would stop me. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. And you would do it until you got anxiety, and then you'd let the anxiety take over. Now you're not doing it as much. You're actually storing it in your body. And I'm really seeing like the back of your legs cramping, or the back of, it's like you got really tight muscles in the back.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That is from that time.
Okay.
So you got 5 and whenever you were a teenager, but she says that this pattern, it's an arrested development. This came along, this happened, and now it happens to be a tool that you're using that actually stops you from being this, and she calls it a superstar. And she says, you're not being a superstar. And I don't know if you watched Saturday Night Live where the girl would pull out her armpits and smell her fingers and say, superstar. Can't remember that name of that girl. But she's pointing out that you really need to push yourself into the discomfort. And I totally forgot to set the timer. Push yourself beyond that.
I feel in the back of my legs. Actually this morning, I'm not moving yet, but I feel they are tight back there this morning.
Yeah. So you don't push yourself past the comfort zone. And when you want something, you start to go for it. I hate to say this, but you project your family to be narcissistic buttheads to you sometimes.
Yeah.
That's Julie's term.
Yep.
And she says, and then that puts you and stops you in your tracks. Yes. And then you're over there fighting about that you don't have to think about developing that other part of yourself because you're too busy playing this game over here with all these other people.
Yes.
Okay. She says, tell her. All right. So how you would want to heal this is at R2S. So you can heal this now or later, but you got to look at how you're very self-conscious, like they're watching you. They're judging every movement. Okay?
I'm holding points right now.
Oh, good. R2S. Become very self-conscious. And when you become very self-conscious about all this, I want you to look to the lower right, remove, transcend, let it go, and notice how all of a sudden you can't think. You become indecisive. And so then you rest upon your, now look to the lower left, the physical body sensation. Remove, transcend, let it go. Now all of a sudden, let's move up. And as you are looking, you wait. Now look straight up. It's smelling. You're waiting to be completely depleted. Completely depleted. Remove, transcend, let it go. And then you got to get cocky as hell and get really lofty and puff out your chest and tell everybody off.
Yeah, you're on it, Julie.
Okay, so that is how you have to now look to the middle right. And you have to construct how you're going to say it, how you're going to act, how you're going to be. And you have to think about it and think about it. But, you know, you're constructing it. And then you bring it all the way down to the bottom. As you look straight down, that is your taste. And you have to say, does that taste right? Does that taste bitter enough yet? And it's this whole process. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. And then there's the cycle of feeling up and down, up and down. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe I'll do it next week. And you just keep going back into the cycle. Look to the lower right and do all of that self-talk. And you like to live there. You like to self-talk. And time will get lost on you on that one. And you won't even know it. Because the last thing that's ever going to happen to you is you're going to ever be overpowered. Ain't going to happen. Screw you all. Ain't going to happen. Look to the lower left. Remove, transcend, let it go. Because now you can feel it. You can feel the body sensation. You can feel it in your space. You feel it in your environment. And you're like, yeah, I know it's there. And then to get yourself out, you have to go start putting yourself in an awkward position. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Go back over to the lower right. I want you to get back into the feeling. Get really into the feeling. It's just so damn comfortable of not going anywhere. You're like, yeah. And then you become so indifferent. You're like, yeah, I got no concerns in the world. This is the way you're supposed to be, right? Spiritually, right? Yep. Switch up to the upper left. 1, 2, 3. And now you're going to remember. You're going back to when you were 2. You're going to remember that you felt irrelevant. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Go back down, look straight down again into the taste zone. When they made you irrelevant, it was like no taste. There was no flavor. There was no nothing. It felt, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. And there's a party that says, I fucking don't want to do this. And then all of a sudden you're in your upper right. You're constructing it. You're really trying to think your way out of a paper bag. You're thinking, if I do this and this and this and this. And then you're going back to up and down. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Okay, tell me how you feel.
I'm still processing, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you probably will for a while.
Yeah.
Because, can you even remember what we were talking about being self-conscious?
Yeah.
I mean, this is your stomach meridian. This is the one that causes you to hold your weight in the stomach area. This is the one that causes you to feel ungrounded. This is the one that, you're just... But I don't see the stuff in the back of the calves anymore.
Okay.
I do see that the energy is flowing again the way it's supposed to. So you should be able to integrate a little bit more. And when you're asked to do the next exercise, whatever it is that you're going to be doing, I think you'll have a lot more confidence in doing it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay? All right. Thanks, son, for playing.
Love you.
I love you too. All right. Bye. Okay. So that was good. Ooh, who's here? Who's here? Male's cologne. Who's here? Who's here? Cologne. So there's a man on the other side, and I don't know who it's for, but he says, in her eyes, I am magnificent. And you're crying on my pillow. You wear my clothes. And it says, life is a series of choices. Choose love. And right now, the pain stops you from able to let that love process through. Now, these are cards from the other side. I did not mean, would you swallow? I'm not sure exactly. This is the part I've shut off. I didn't want to hear how they died or know how they died, but something about swallowing something. That could be a variety of things. Really? Now he's muffled. That could be part of it too. Oh, I did not mean to bring a shame upon you. I know you're angry as fuck that I have left. And you have nothing to feel guilty about. Tell her to love again? Only when she's ready, hon. You may not understand the passing of time. I was met by so many loved ones. It was ridiculous. I don't know if you like the favorite commercial. Don't be ridiculous. All I can feel is this moment when it's like between time to rest and time to sleep. And it's like the memories just came rushing back, and they hurt fucking beyond belief. And you just want to scream, it's unfair. I couldn't stop it. Whoever you are, I highly suggest you learn about hope therapy and the healing that they would like you to do, because we need to get that thought processing to calm down. And if you want to know that, I'll give you this point. If you want to know more about it, just email or talk to me through there. You're going to hold your left wrist up. Under the thumb are 3 points. Start at the crick. 1, 2, 3. The second one, see? The second position, you're going to put your thumb there, finger in the middle, and you're going to hold the thumb soft, not deep. Don't kill it. Nice and soft. And then you're going to place it like this, touching the top, touching the hairline, touching the oh my God points. And when you get into that moment, just grab a wrist, sit in there in that position, and just let it go. Just let the process of thinking go. I won't be there to be able to guide you to what direction, where to look. They said, stare it down. Stare it down. As you hold on to that point, stare it down. Don't let go. Even though you want to let go, don't let go. Because that's the moment that you're the rawest and the most vulnerablest. And they just sit there and cry because they can't. I can't help you. I can't touch you. I can't help you. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm so sorry. And there's just so much going on that it's like the rush of energy that's running through my stomach meridian is just that it's like you can't get back into your body. So is she out of her? It's a she. Okay. So whoever it is out there, you're a she. You're out of your body. So your spirit, is it connected? No. Whoever you are, We're going to put you back in your body. Can we put her back in her body? Is there an emotion that needs to go out? Just the shock. Do I need to remove that first? No. All right. Whoever you are, you get a magnet. Get a refrigerator magnet. This is just my magnet. You're going to start here, and you're just going to say, I put my spirit back into my body 100%. Now I'm going to hold the energy. It'll be up on the bandwidth. It'll be for you. You'll know. Okay? So you're going to connect your spirit to the body 100%. Connecting the spirit to the body 100%. Put your spirit into the body 100%. Put your spirit into the body 100%. Put your spirit in the body 100%. One more time. Put your spirit in the body 100%. Now we have to do it the other way because we have to put the body connecting to the spirit. Okay? Because if you don't, I mean, my lymph glands hurt like hell all of a sudden because your immune system is eavesdropping and it's learning to grieve. So you take your magnet, start at the back, and you don't have to touch yourself. Okay, you can just say, but your body is connected to your spirit 100%. Connecting the body to the 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 spirit 100%. It's trying to breathe. It's trying. Oh, there's the connection. It's like blink, blink. Oh, wait. This is my home. Okay. Thank you. I had to readjust, and normally I don't like radio sounds, but I had to make sure that the integration was communicating that this is the body, and they're like, oh wow. I didn't see there's other things, but I don't see, because usually when you have an emotion that dislodges, we have to remove the emotion first. My rib cages. Oh, speaking of that, take your hands and there's a rib right here and here. Go like that. Oh, we've got to get the left side and the right side to communicate. And the spleen 21 point I'm tapping is really good for the whole body. And then tap the K27s to flip everything. Wow, I don't know how long ago this happened, but wow. Your body is trying to think. Your body's trying to think. It's like, wow, it's been a while since I've been in here. It's like looking at cobwebs. I'm sorry. The integration. Oh, let's give you a hug, you know? They say that you need, how many hugs a day is it? 13 hugs today? No, that's 13 seconds. I don't know. You need a hug a day, a couple of them. And it's that anybody that has autistic children, Asperger children, can tell you that their kids are asking for that. Is Tabitha, are you on here? You can explain this. You did really well helping me. It's that, like I love when my husband gives me a hug because I can feel his body, his muscles, who he is. And when he gives me the hug, I don't want to let go until I get filled. I don't know how to explain it. Okay? I don't know what happened to my head, but that's all right. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, it's all right. It's fine. Okay, that was unexpected, but again, spirit, I have rules, but Spirit's the one that comes through and gives these readings. Spirits are the one that tells you to come on. Spirits tell you to do, they want something all the time. And we're going to do our first read. Oh, one more? Okay, what is it? Now, don't take this like, okay, it says, we will be together again. Doesn't mean you're going to have to die to do it. You can heal some of your heart and you'll feel it, the frequency. Or when the time goes around, you're probably going to travel again. But there's no such thing as time over there. We have the time issue. So I think he probably already seasoning the contract that you're supposed to go have another round. Just like the one couple on there, they have another round. And in this life, they're, they recognize each other, but, they're working, they're still together. Okay. First person, is Natalie Lyons here? Is Natalie Lyons here? Oh, just for a minute, I saw 111 1313. Oh, that's for somebody out there. 13. Something's out there. Oh, because I chose 13 too. Whoever it is, that actually felt good. If you start getting sick, this will help get over a cold quick too. Oh, what was that sound? And I sucked too deep there. Okay. And Natalie Lyons, are you here? Natalie Lyons. Okay. While I'm waiting, I'll pick 4 people and I'll give you a card. Oh, wait. Nope, don't see it. Okay. Natalie Lyons. Now, so 4 people. First person, or for the first 4 people that says, me, you get a card. So I'm watching. First 4. Me. All right, Chandel. This is going to be, I don't know if your mother's on this side, but there's definitely a mother figure. She's coming with that perfume. I swear to God, it's like Avon time. Release the need to be right, my dear. When you believe something, you assume you're right, and you may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. Let go of the need to defend your position. Understand that your ego is trying to tell you it would rather be right than to be kind. It's something that you can heal out because it's an emotion. And just let you know. Miss Beth Williams. What's that? Farashaka. Yeah. Is that it? Somebody's singing. Do, re, mi. Oh. Communicate with clarity. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. If all humans would communicate with impeccability of the word, all of your relationships would change. There would be no wars, no violence, or no misunderstanding. That's Miss Beth. I feel like Isis cards. Next one is Samantha. Oh, come on, move. Sam, Samantha, Shama, and I don't know if people teased you with Dr. Seuss, but somebody did. Somebody did. I say. You know, do you know who I hear? I hear it from Looney Tunes. who was that rootin' tootin' cowboy? Oh my God, I see him all over the face, but I don't know who he is. Can't remember his name. You got the Lunar Queen. There's a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the important cycle of rest and replenishment as an essential to balance or action of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. Ooh. Next one is Miss Jennifer. Okay. Lenny, did you see Natalie Lyons? If not, pick another name. Ooh. No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to have to open this up. I don't know. Don't think anybody paid for reading, but better check. Oh. It's like somebody ate too much candy. Sugar. What's the sugar? Yeast. Can't keep it under control. Okay. High Priestess. This is for Jennifer Osika. A mystery is to be unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize that is what happening at this time. You will be gaining valuable insight into where you're being led and for what purpose. Oops, that's good. That's good. Okay. Hold on. Beth said, was that Damien? See, it's interesting because I can hear from a different direction, but to want to, okay. Yes. Normally I get a definite yes, but what I'm getting is he's still studying. Is this fresh? Sorry, that's not the right way to say it. Is this wound, did it just happen? He's very busy. I got it covered. I'm doing it. I got it all. I'm getting there. Apparently he knew about tonight's meeting, which is this meeting, if that makes any sense. Chandel, the smell of the female. Were you here for her? Yes. Something about a rose she just handed me to hand to you. Yosemite Sam! Yes! Yes! Don't ask me why, but that came through. Yeah, I used to get Semantic Sam. Oh my God. Oh yeah. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. It really is. Okay. I'm not sure what happened to Lenny. So we'll have to wait. Color of the rose? Hold on. It looks like a white rose. I wanted to say yellow at first, but then it looked like it was a two-tone color. Something about friend or no. Okay, somebody's rehearsing an old. If red rose means something and a yellow rose means something else, it was an old wives' tale thing. Some the colors of this, the color of that. Crystal O'Brien, are you here? Oh, wonderful. Salamander. That Farrah Jacques song. Somebody said they recognize that. Okay, like I said, there's a bus that came in. Oh my God, I'm still having issues with my hair here. Okay, so, hey, what happened? I swear to God. Oh, thank you. What happened? Oh yeah, Crystal O'Brien. Yes, sweetheart. Okay. Now, you get 7 minutes. Wait, did we do one for 7 yet? Or was I just doing numbers and other things? I think you're the first. Yeah, you are. I'm going to say you are. Because I'm the boss. Okay. So, can I call you? Or do you want me to do it like I do it here? What? Somebody's giving me a fan. Somebody just gave me a fan. And I want to do the salsa. Anyway, Crystal, do you want me to call you, or do you want me to just communicate like this? Okay. All right. The energies are really weird. That's fine. Okay. And do you want anything specific, sweetheart? Anything specific? So you can have a healing, you can have a reading. Oh, you're going to get a reading anyway, but well, that Farazaka song is very strong. Something about a Tin Man, too. No. So they said you have a hidden heart wall. And this came about when you were 2 years old. They said that you know, on the steps of life, when you begin to learn something, especially at that age, you wouldn't know that you failed. You wouldn't know the meaning or the shame factor or the fear factor that you failed. But you did. Somehow, it's like they said that you read it through someone's eyes. I don't know if you had to be born perfect or do it perfect. It's like, keeping up with the Joneses. Now, the weird part is the Joneses already do it perfectly, and then the ones that trying to keep up with it is having the issues. But you were the Joneses. And this is coming from somebody else's belief system. So I'm not sure if I'm translating this correctly. But this is how it was seen from their eyes about the situation. Okay. So if that makes sense to you, Crystal, yes or no? Anyways, at 2 years old, it created a confusion because there was a part of you that was kind of afraid to do it again because you had that feeling of what failure felt like. And you're like, so there was a great hesitation. Now, I don't know if you chose not to walk or chose not to talk, but you chose to like wanting to shut something down. I see, that looks like a twin, but I see somebody else in the family that looks like you. I don't know if you were compared to them or they compare. Oh, it wasn't, I don't think it's an adult as much as I think it was that whoever that is, whether it's an older sibling, which seems like it'd have to be. Oh, wow. The feeling nature of, do you have an older sibling, a sister or something that, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? But they're showing me through your eyes that you really paid attention to the facial expressions, the sound of that, but you could see it with the look. Because they said that you then, when you go to do something, you would go into the upper right and you would construct that that's how they're going to do it every time. That's what's going to happen if I do it every time. Do you understand what I'm saying on that? Oh, yes, I have an older and a younger. But does that make sense about them doing that to you? For some reason, they liked when you're in a helplessness position. It's like, I can lord it over you. Aren't you just helpless? Does that make sense? It's like, not, okay, from the super nanny. Oh, sorry, wrong person. From the nanny with Fran Drescher. And it was the Jewish thing to do, was to shame them. Oh, I'll get the kids to behave. I'll shame the pants off them or something like that. I think that was it. Okay, good. She's yes. Okay. So, this is like, by them telling me this reminds me of a culture thing. This is the way you're supposed to teach your kids. It's the way you're supposed to. Wow, it comes up with that again. I'm watching, just fresh off the boat. It just happened to come on, and I noticed that the one mother was taught fear. So she had to learn how to be the queen of a chess game and maneuver all her kids to do what she wanted. So it definitely is built into generations. But because you had it such a young age and you came in with a different frequency than the rest of them, sometimes you may feel like you're not in place. You're not. It's like you're born to the wrong family. Yeah, I think that's how I want to say it. But anyway, you were meant to vibrationally feel it differently. And you felt it all right. You felt what that culture did on such a deeper level, that you are so sensitive. You take things personal. Oh, jeez. That's because you're supposed to be the one to break that trend in your life with your kids and so on. Does that make sense? And so you're not being what you want to be because you haven't realized that you can let go. You were born to let go of tradition. You were born to let go of, wow, there's a lot of, it's taking that deep breath in and standing up and saying no and walking away, or no and yeah, okay, good. You'll find the strength, and then the only way that you really find the strength is when you learn a new coping tool, when you heal all of those nasty feelings that keep you trapped, the self-talk, it keeps you trapped. You begin to use healing tools that dissolves those chemical peptides, changes the thought process, and then you get to start to develop. And you get to, expose yourself to the spiritual world, and you're like, no, I'm done. I'm done. And then you just get up and walk away, and you've healed so much that you're no longer controlled by the old buttons that were there. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Oh, you want the PayPal link? All right, PayPal. Once you go to paypal.com, the other link, I have to pull that up, but if you go to PayPal and hit send money, and we found out it's just faster if you just say a friend or family, and then you type in bpower.mw@dr.com. Yeah, that's it. Did it bring? Oh, Crystal, good. You enjoyed it. I'll see if I can get the link too, just in case that one don't work. So, I thank you for letting me read. See, I don't go into your space. This is the shit that's hanging out and all the cords that come from you guys. And then your spirit comes over and says, hey, I need you to look at this cord, or I want you to focus in on this one. And so we all can see it. Well, me and them can see it. How's that for you? And we see it. And but I've learned to devote myself for 30 years to learn it on such a deep level here's another link, people. That healing tools. I mean, I've studied from so many people. I'm a Reiki master, but I am also a reconnection from Eric Pearl. I've got 20 other healing energy modalities. But then I started using the motion code, the body talk. You name it, one of them or the other, from Bradley Nelson to Dr. Dispenza. I'm so fascinated about the brain. I love the brain. If I wouldn't have done this, I could have seen myself as a neuro something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I didn't do that impression really well. Oh, good job. Thank you, Olivia. Oh, thank you, Samantha. She says you're an amazing lady. Okay, so where are we at? That's not the button. I looked over and somehow it did this little funky dance. Oh, I don't want that one either. I had the next person's name, unless there's a paid one coming in, and maybe that's why. I hear something. Let me look. Ah, all right. Shondell Moore. Yes, she is paid for a reading, and you're next, hon. Do you want to call? Do you want me to do it this way? Do you have a topic? You just, you know, you tell me. And we'll go that route. Miss Little Lilu's not feeling very well. So Miss Lenore has her hands full. Where's my button? There it is. Push my button. Just kidding. All right, what do we got, sweetheart? Neurologist. Yes, neurosurgeon. Yes, I knew it was one of those. And I just dropped the pendulum. Ah! Okay. If I did it that correct, it should have gone through. Oh, yeah, I got it, hon. Yep. I keep forgetting about that delay. So, what do you want to talk about? And do you want me to call you? Wait, we are friends? Oh, crap. Okay, remember. Because I will go through, and if you like being my friend, or you can personally find me on my personal page, because, you know, I want to be around people that is part of that vibe and that tribe. Okay? And I want to, every day I go through and I put messages up. Aw, we're not friends, Oh, we'll be friends, I think. Unless most of the people that I do hit to ask to be friends, they have no button where you can ask. They just say message you. Well, Chandel, I don't see you, sweetheart. If I knew how to, can you find me through message, or can you find me through asking to be a friend? That'd be great. I'd love it. We are? How come I don't come up? Can you call me? Because doggone it, it's not coming up. Maybe you probably can find it faster. Because I'm not. Because I type it in and it seems like it would just pop up. Well, this is not really a phone. It's an iPad. But it should do the trick. SHANDE. Oh, I found you. Oh, come on. Yes. Yes. Are you ready? And then you can say your name so I won't screw it up anymore.
Hello?
Hello, this is Brenda Power Medicine Woman.
Hello.
How do you say your name, dear?
Chandel.
Oh, so I haven't been butchering it too bad.
No, not at all.
And how do you say your last name?
Rontene.
Rontene. Well, see, that makes perfect sense when you say it. Oh, I just can't. It's hard to see letters and numbers when I'm in this state, and it's like, good God. Okay. You won 7 minutes. Now,
Yeah.
have you seen how I've been doing things?
Yes.
Now, are you wanting a specific, like me to call forth and see if somebody from the other side is that you want to talk to, or just read and then see who shows up?
Maybe read and see who shows up.
Okay.
That's all right.
That sounds good to me. Okay. Do you like daisies?
Do I like daisies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either daisies or
like
sunflowers. What's that?
I kind of like all flowers, but I have specific flowers that are connected with specific people.
Okay, because I see sometimes they look like daisies, but I can't tell if that's that or sunflowers. I know they look different, but maybe they're both coming through. But I got somebody that's picked them, just freshly picked them, and is standing in front of my iPad trying to give them to you. But the hand looks like a small hand. Okay, so until more information comes through, we'll just go with it with that. You don't get panic attacks, do you?
Yeah, I do.
That's the first thing that this little person, and I'm assuming it's a child, has pointed out. Now I'm going to ask, are you her younger self? Yes. How old are you? So your 5-year-old self. Okay, you did get that concept, right? This is you at 5 years old.
Yeah.
That's communicating with me right now. And they said, oh, the extreme feeling of awkwardness, and that you were unsupported. So you had to go through something, was very awkward. My hands are now sweating. Now, she's showing me a picture of like, it doesn't mean it's actually this, but it was something that awkward. Like you had to go up to a casket at a funeral. There is a strange feeling because you don't know that unknown.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got my feet paralyzed. She's not breathing deep like she should. She's very hesitant, but she knows she has to walk forward. She says she feels like that a lot. Now, as I look at as the adult, do you feel that way?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. She said, how old are you? The 16-year-old self said, we've kind of pushed that aside, suppressed it, so we can get on with life. So is that when you started to become a rebel?
Yeah, in a sense.
Okay. And it's because you suppressed that particular thing. Now, I don't know how old you are now, but they're saying at 20. How old are you?
29, about to turn 30.
Okay, when you were 26 is when all of a sudden you felt like that old familiar panic coming up. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so again, now my feet feel like they're paralyzed and cold. And you were asked to let go of something or someone. Yep. Did someone die?
No, something from my childhood.
Yeah, okay, what's the letting go? Do you know what that is?
Letting go of digging deeper because I would have no closure from this because this person had passed on.
Yeah, exactly. But, wow, now my rib cage is so tight because it's like you had to wrestle between letting go and rejection. And you don't know which one's worse.
Yeah.
And now I really feel like, you know what a twizzle sticks is? It's like wrapped around each other. This energy is like wrapped really tight. And I'm feeling it more on my right side of my chest. And it literally wants to restrict how I move. So do you kind of feel sometimes rigid when you walk or move?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because the energy is so tight. And they said that you have learned a pattern. You first understood what hopelessness was. But over time, hopelessness is that you will push yourself, you'll do things, and you're like, oh, hell. It'll just come out to the same conclusion. It's just going to end up hopeless. So it's called over time hopeless. And they're saying that this is connected to the 5-year-old that has to do with awkward and the panic attacks. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask, is there something just before that made her, that she forgot? No. And tell me, no? Okay, I'm looking through my book. What do you want her to know? It's like somebody has an agenda and you're forced to follow it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they say that you can't seem to break that habit. It's like you have to follow this agenda. It's like an automatic response in you. Is it, if you didn't follow, is that where the rejection would come in?
Yeah. Yeah, spot on.
Wow, those two are so tight inside my body right now. And I'm not even sure how you're even breathing. It feels like a corset. I mean, serious. It's like somebody took those strings and oh my God. And they're really pushing on my rib cage. Now, I don't know where you're feeling it, but it's that area.
Yeah, it comes on through my chest and goes down the center of my ribs.
Yes, yes. Oh, God. And they said that in order for you to get back to equilibrium, is that you're supposed to put yourself in a very shameful, inadequate way so that other people will leave you alone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, girl, we need to heal this. Oh, this is, I don't know. I mean, have you had babies yet?
No, no.
Because they said there would be no room in there with all that energy, that you may not be able to, be pregnant or carry that energy because there's just like, your body's saying, no, we can't. It's like there's no room. No room in the womb. It's pushing. It's literally pushing. And it's the world group consciousness. What's that about? I lost an earring. Oh, well, that's interesting. They just pulled an earring out of my ear. They say that your body lacks certain nutrition, and that's because of so a certain thought pattern. Well, tell me what it is then. To be. Okay, so how were you taught what failure means?
But I guess to a certain degree being told what was wrong, like what I was
like, for
doing
instance,
wrong.
if you did failure, then that's like for being failed, it's bad. It's like they shamed you for failing.
Yeah.
Okay, because the group consciousness is that's what I thought for a long time, and then all of a sudden I realized you can't get ahead and be one of those great people without it. It's an actual stepping stone. You can't keep filling your cup if you've filled it already. And so I had to retrain myself that failure is not what those people say. They only say it because they were shamed. And they're saying that you have got to remove those voices of those people out of your head. Okay? They said because it's there, and as soon as, because you will sit there and you will dishearten yourself, you will demoralize yourself, you'll do a set of self-talk so that you don't pursue your dreams. This is coming from your little self now. Very wise little one.
It is.
And she's like giving me the little finger, pointing finger, and says, you gotta heal that. But there's another part of you that says, well, if I do that, then I'm too vain. And people don't like vain people. Oh, does that make sense to you? Okay, well, I mean, she's got her hands on her hips and she's just saying, you're going to be vain. I mean, you have an argument, big time. So, yeah. All right, yeah, you can use healing tools, but you need to use healing tools to help resolve those. If you don't know how to, you set up an appointment and then we can go through and just start to help every part of you to unwind and take out all those layers, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, just don't take the information I got. You use it. Don't waste it. Heal. And I appreciate you playing with me, dear. Thank you.
No, thank you.
So did you feel like you got your money's worth?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yoo-hoo! Wait. You paid, right?
Yeah.
You get, even though I gave you 2 extra minutes, or 2 or 3 extra minutes, I'll give you a few more because you're supposed to have 11 minutes. Your little girl was saying she don't get all of it. That's a lie. I caught her. Boy, she almost tricked me. Just for that, I'm going to give you an extra few minutes. So there. Wow, she really. Okay, I'm going to ask Spirit, can we do a healing for her right now? Yes. We can take care of that hidden heart wall, and that would help your 4-year-old self. She's got tape over her mouth. Yeah. It's like your 5-year-old told your 4-year-old to shut up. Oh, wow. Okay, so with your permission, you can do this later. You can do it with me now, but it'll be on video. And we're just going to roll it out. A hidden heart wall, okay?
Yeah.
I got to find out exactly what the word is. Guilt. Oh, that's huge. Okay, so how many times do you want me to roll it out for her? 3. Ready? All right, hidden heart wall, guilt. Hidden heart wall, guilt. Hidden heart wall, guilt. Hidden heart wall, guilt. Oh, look at that. They just showed me another hidden heart wall. Oh, those two are together. You're afraid to approach people because they're going to attack you based on what, doesn't matter if you're nice, if you're love or whatever. So hidden heart wall, reproached. Hidden heart wall, reproach. Hidden heart wall, reproach. Wow. Hidden heart wall, reproach. They even told me that you have a disconnect. Now, that's probably why we were not supposed to spend time in reading, but the last part to be healing. Let me just find out what this is. Because, where is it disconnected? It is the spirit is disconnected from the physical and the all right, got to find what part of the body. And the reproductive system of all things that we were just talking about. So let me find out. Is her spirit connected to, no, it's not connected to her ovaries, not connected to, can I just say reproductive system, all of it? Yes, because that whole part is not connected. When did the spirit jump out of it? Started a little bit at 4 and then at 8. So there was a major disconnect.
Oh.
Okay, so do you have painful periods?
Yes.
Okay, that's because your energy of spirit's not there. So the cells are not making enough light. Okay? So is the spirit in the, no. Is the physical connect? No. So we got to do it both ways. How many times did you like me to do it? Okay, you'll tell me. All right, so we're going to connect the spirit to the physical. Okay, so spirit to the reproductive system, 100%. Connecting the spirit to the reproductive system, 100%. Connecting the spirit to the reproductive system, 100%. Well, it's like turning on the lights. Somebody's at home now. Connecting the spirit to the reproductive system. Okay, so there's energy actually starting to move. My rib cage started, the corset starting to move. All right, so now I got to take and I got to connect all of the reproductive system to the spirit, connecting all of the reproductive system to the spirit, connecting all the reproductive system to the spirit, connecting, oh, my back actually relaxed, connecting all the reproductive system to the spirit. All right, is the connection going both ways? Is it 100% connected both ways? Is there anything else disconnected? No. Now she'll need to do, okay. So I think after the show, I'm just going to send you a point. I got to remind myself so that the blood flow will go up to your uterus so that you should stop having painful, not as painful periods, okay?
Yeah.
All right, for a minute there, I forgot what your name was. There it is, Chantel. Oh, because I'll tell you, when it comes to words, I can't even write. I just have to guess what I wrote now, but I kind of can will. If you don't receive something, say, hey, do you have that point for the period?
Yeah.
Okay, because sometimes when they drop me, I'll forget and just become Brenda and Okay. Now do you feel like you got your money's worth?
Yeah, I did before, but
okay, well, we got to make sure you get your full 11 minutes. Goodness gracious. And it was tricky about your little self. Oh, now your little self just gave me some daisies with a little daisy chain crown. Oh, I'll take it. Thank you. All right, so I feel like everything's complete inside your body now as far as communication. That's good.
Yep.
That's good, hon. Thank you so much for playing with me.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye, dear.
See ya.
Okay, now that was awesome. Now, yes, your younger selves can come talk to me. Even your older selves can come talk to me. And it can be a marvelous thing to see. Okay? Because the energies will feel, how do you want to put it? They do feel slightly different. The vibration sounds different. The frequency sounds different. The other side has a certain frequency. The angels have a certain frequency. So does the animals. But they're up here in this particular plane. When people that are alive and their frequencies come to see me, it will feel like this plane of existence. And like her 4-year, I mean, she's talking to me. She's conscious. But yet her energies came and communicated with me. I have that happen to me a lot. So it's kind of cool how those things happen in that fashion. Okay, so I've lost my screen. And everything is really good. Before anybody goes, do I hear past lives? I did one tonight. It depends on what comes through, because if I'm working with a particular person, your past life will just rush in and say, hey, again, there is no such thing as, there's just a certain different definition, okay? But it's a frequency that will come in, and it does its best to communicate stuff. So the more I put in my file system, the more that all of the energies that I read, there is a connection, and it is light language for me, okay, to communicate that. And usually your soul will just come up and say, hey, can I just communicate to you with, this way? I'll say, sure. And so it becomes about, in this crude English language, it's about putting labels and putting things in a particular order. So that makes all sense. Aw, so grateful. You're welcome. Totally appreciate it. Yeah, certain frequencies and energies. Energy medicine. I love energy medicine. I love all this. Now, I'm going to give you a card before I go. And this could be an overall card. I wonder why they pulled the earring out. Does that make sense to you guys? I mean, they just took it right out of my ear. Did you see anybody do it? I feel like it was more of an animal that came up and kind of licked me and, oh! So the cards for anybody and all people, because again, sometimes one thing can be for everybody. It's weird, but it's true. Well, it's 13 people in the room. 13's huge. The card just flew out. It says, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Oh my God, that totally makes sense. You have no idea how much you're controlled by your emotions. You have no idea how you have triggers and cues from the outside to make you behave and control in a certain way. It's like the 4 agreements where you're supposed to undomesticate yourself. You need to get back to your authentic self. So in the tribe, empower to be you tribe, that is what I'm teaching. Now, we just started it. I opened it up. You can look for it and you can ask to be in the tribe. You know, the first one is learning about authenticity. The next one is a little video I made so that you can just kind of learn how to breathe and just do one thing to be grateful for. But you're taking and you're manifesting the energy. You're bringing it in. And so we learn to gather so that we can be this tribe, so that we can really get together. Now, taking back control. People think, oh, well, being in control is wrong. No. When you get your own personal power back and you heal all those triggers that make you lose it, it's a feeling of sanity, peace, freedom, love. Because then when you're connected to that higher self and that authentic self, you're able to love, be kind, and that becomes your religion. It's so good to know that you have coping tools, which are resolution tools and healing tools. I highly recommend that you all understand and start spiritually getting into the groove of it. Keep coming to the videos. Keep coming, go and sign up to be in the tribe. Do appointments with me. I mean, Lord, there's a lot of things we can do, because this is the day and age to own the fact that you stand out and meant to be different. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everything. I love you all. Again, I go through and I look at all the links and all the things that you say. I try to give the love back. Sharing is caring. Do watch parties, and if I catch you doing those, who knows what I might do. I might give you some more gifts away. I don't know. But I really know I'm supposed to get myself out there and start spreading the love and the news. All I can say to you is please, 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 please stay blessed.